funny moment. I hope you share this with me. When you tell somebody you want to quit and they go, well, you can if you're a quitter. And my answer, in my mind, I didn't say it because
Oh, you should have said it.
Yeah,
I
no.
know it's coming.
The answer is, well, yeah, that would be the point. I would be a quitter. Duh.
Rehab is for quitters.
No.
That's usually the good
He wouldn't have
comeback
gotten that joke. Plus, this is a guy who's actually fought in mixed martial arts. He's a world Pan Am champion, world multi-time black belt, open gi. Like, this dude's the dude.
But is he a rated marksman?
I don't know. He could be Steven
See,
Seagal.
I did the martial arts thing until I was old enough to shoot a gun, and then I had no use. Yeah, and what I found was whenever I got into a street fight, they never waited for me to change into the gi.
No, they don't.
No.
By the way, that's why you take no gi grappling, so that when I'm out and about in the public.
That sounds pornographic, actually.
No, it just means that you're doing jiu-jitsu without a gi on, which means I know how to choke and tear something off without wearing the pajamas. The pajamas are for tournaments. I mean, and I like the gi because it's slower, but real life, I'm a high school wrestler. I'm a collegiate wrestler. I've taken boxing. I've taken mixed martial arts. I've done things at pretty ridiculously high levels for somebody who treats my body more or less like a circus. And I mean literally.
Disneyland?
It is Disneyland, okay? Until God gets rid of grease in my life, which I am powerless to, the reality is that I will never be a world-class athlete. I wasn't a world-class athlete to begin with. But for all of you listening going, what's the point? Well, the point of this is I can't be mad at a cat for being a cat who caused me to get my ass kicked on Saturday. I can't blame that. What I can blame it on is I knew enough how to work around it. I could have worked off of my knees. I could have worked from a stand-up position. Like the shit I could have normally have done, I should have done, but I didn't do because I obsessed over my knees hurting and thinking about a cat that caused me all this pain, when the reality is there's a dude kicking your ass. Like, I got my arms yanked out of sockets to the point where I was making noises like I was a bitch being oiled up for a rough night of roofie sex. I mean, that was a little rough, but that's the reality of what was happening to me. I was being worked, and I kept obsessing over the cat.
Well, it sounds like a necessary lesson in humility.
It was, and the fact that that when I went to go ask to quit based over it, I was told that would be, yeah, you can quit. That would make you a quitter, which only made me think of the joke of going, well, yeah, that's the point. If you quit, you're a quitter. Quitter. That's. But he didn't look like the kind of guy that would be up for the joke.
Get it?
In fact, I'm actually convinced that we had 20 or 30 people there that day. I am convinced, based at the way he stared at me, that this whole exercise of me getting my ass kicked and many people in that room getting their ass kicked
was on purpose.
So that he could explain that. And this is exactly what he said to me. Are you, without hesitation, as I walked up to him before I actually said my words, he said, so are you ready to come twice a day to get ready for the tournament? And I thought to myself, did you just hold a mock tournament with 20 human beings at full speed? Like, this is full speed. This is not like kind of cool sparring at the end where people are rolling around and having fun and working and practicing moves. We're talking full speed. There is a possibility of breaking or hurting something substantially. There is that potential in this moment when you go full speed. And I actually had that realization that this dude may have just done it so that I come here twice a day, every single day, until the tournament. I realize there are other people trying to get ready for the tournament, but he's really doing this for the 4 or 5 of us that are thinking about going to a Pan Am tournament. Wow, that's intense thought. Yes. There are people who could have gotten seriously injured just because I only want to work out once a day. And that's when I made the quitter comment, but he wouldn't let me quit either. And then I drove down to go get my daughter, and I tried to obsess over the fact that I was mad. I was trying really hard. I wanted to focus on being mad and being mad at the cat and being mad at like everything that was going on. I did. I really did. And then I remembered your situation. In your situation, it's far more. But the cat's still quite alive. I still haven't made peace with the cat. I haven't. And I realized for my program to get to where it needs to be, I need to accept the cat.
Right. You can't take a week to get there.
And seriously, it's become an issue. Like, I can't be kind to the cat.
Right.
This is just a kitten who did nothing more than be a kitten.
Right.
Who had a big scary guy running after it when it bolted.
So what could you have done different? Called in sick on the tournament, or
no?
And healed more?
No, I probably should heal more. I should take time off, but I only have 8 weeks till the tournament.
Right.
And I still need to drop about 15 pounds to be comfortable for the tournament.
Well, you could do training without using your knees or hurting your knees.
Yeah. Right? Okay, let's just go with the basics. How do you wrestle without being able to be on your knees?
From your feet.
Yeah. I could focus on that for a week.
Well, training is not only sparring, right?
No, that's true. I could do conditioning, my least favorite part of training for any event.
Right, of course.
Is conditioning.
Rehearsal.
Mainly because I'm old. And what I've discovered is that I may have done serious damage to my sinuses and to my heart by doing copious amounts of cocaine throughout my life.
That's
and
all.
Even though it's been 20 some odd years since I've done it, I don't necessarily know. Here's the funny thing: when I did the boxing match with Danny, I was convinced, and I trained so hard at certain points, I really thought I was going to give myself a heart attack. And then when I trained for an actual MMA match.
Were you still doing cocaine when you fought Danny?
No, I was sober, and Danny was quote-unquote sober at that time, too. But
he wasn't.
So he said.
Yeah.
No.
If he believes it, I believe it.
I was, God, how many years sober? 15 years sober at that point? At least 15 years sober. Right? Plus or minus. But
so that's been since like the turn of the century.
Since the turn of 2007. But I take 3-year gaps off between each project.
That's even like the same decade.
Yeah, no. 2007 is Danny. 2010.
My deal with him was 87.
Yeah, that's a long time.
End of 87.
2010 was MMA, and now 2017, after another break, right? 2017, I'm now. Well, the long-term goal of this, let's just say that for some miraculous reason, I do decently at the Pan Am tournament. I mean, you don't get a black belt in jiu-jitsu until you've been at it for 10 years minimum. Like, I just don't want to get killed at the tournament, and it's my first tournament. So I don't know. I could see myself doing it for 10 years, plus or minus. But at 10 years, I'll make a decision. We'll see. I don't know. I'm writing a blog about it right now for the Jiu-Jitsu Times about doing anything that requires contact after the age of 40. I walk around hurt all the time. Forget the knees. I walk around hurt all the time because it's a combat sport. And I just sort of have to accept it because it's a choice I made. Much like the kitten, to get back to our Let It Go theme. Did I lose you?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. That's it. That's all I had for this.
It's a woman walking her dog, and he's...
I kind of figured that there had to be boobs.
He's making in my side yard.
There had to be boobs in your general vicinity.
I just want to make sure that she cleans up the dog.
They're not going to. You have to let it go.
No, she is.
All right. Well, that's impressive.
She's picking him up.
Is there any update on your homeless person? People don't know that story, but you have a homeless person that goes with this property. So now I'm intrigued.
He got arrested finally.
Okay.
Yeah, they took him away.
So how?
Not because of me, but they took him away.
So on the topic of letting it go, what did you discover about yourself?
Oh, I got to be more self-sufficient.
You know, the point of a podcast is to speak more.
Yes, I understand.
You're giving me answers.
Right.
You can't expand.
But that's not me. I'm not an expansionist. I'd rather watch this lady pick up dog crap with
Does she
her
have big
hands
boobs?
in my yard. Yeah. She's old though. She's old.
Yeah, but I don't think that would slow you. If the
no
boobs,
gloves. No gloves.
No gloves. She just picked it up with her hands.
Picking up the crap barehanded.
Barehanded poop grabbing.
Yeah, good for her.
Good for her.
Let's see what
a
time
way
it
to end this show.
It's 3:20. I'm going to have to watch her.
I understand. All right, so
antagonize her tomorrow.
We learned that
just won't shake her hand.
When you have someone in your life,
toxic people in their life that give excuses why they're toxic,
or a kitten,
just remain toxic. The excuse is not valid.
Should I do a 4-step on the kitten?
Well, if you're having a problem accepting the kitten, I think you should.
Really? What would I write?
That the cat physically hurt you. The cat's actions physically hurt you. You need to go to a Cat-Anon meeting. Is what you need to do.
Cat-Anon? Yeah, good luck with that. Here's the thing I've discovered about cat addiction.
There might be some hot numbers there, though, buddy.
There could be, but look, I think it's going to be, this is going to get me into trouble. I think it's going to be like a CODA meeting. I think it's going to be a bunch of fat women and cakes. The bright spot. Who was my sponsor at that point, and that was their idea at year 5 or 10 or something. You should go to a CODA meeting. Yeah. Okay. I walk in, and there's nothing but cakes and pies and cupcakes and fat women.
Nice. Sounds like an SAA meeting here.
Is that what is it? There aren't hot women at SAA?
I went to one years ago when I was on house arrest just to get out of the house, and yeah, it was a bunch of 300-pounders and me.
No, I went to an SAA. I dated someone in SAA. No, just SA. And I will say this definitively for the record. That's too much sex. Like they really don't have healthy boundaries. Like I'm not comfortable with what you want me to do. There is a line at my age of what I am prepared and prepared not to do, I have discovered. And it can get too freaky for me.
Wow. That's growth.
Is it?
I don't know. I
mean, there's a lot of shit
I'd be the last one to know. I'm not there yet.
You're not there yet. Like, you're into, like, everything. I used to just sort of have the attitude of if it had completion, it was okay. But to get to completion, it required many steps. And here's the thing. If I need... That's just a lot. No. SA people... Although you think... For those of you listening that are thinking...
If you have a problem with sex, please go to an SA meeting.
Yes. But if you're thinking of going there trying to troll and find yourself something special...
Please don't.
Please don't. I did it on accident. I met the individual not because of the meeting, and then that person took me to the meeting, which means then I had to watch that person when they were getting out of hand. And because I'm a guy with an above-average libido, which happens on some people above the age of 40.
Yes.
Probably because of my workout levels.
Is that called high T?
High T, man. High T is a horrible thing. It does not help that I am clinically enhanced for most of my training events. And high T is part of that training.
Yeah.
Lee, does that mean you've relapsed? If HGH is a relapse, may God smite me down now.
Who said HGH is a relapse?
You would be surprised.
Really?
I've heard people say steroids and HGH are a relapse.
But whenever I've been exposed to HGH, it was always prescribed by an anti-aging doctor.
Yeah, HGH, and I've had it said to me by many assholes in the program. Oh, you're using steroids? Yeah, I'm an athlete performing at a very high level above the age of 40, and they're not drug testing, and it's not required. Guess what? You're damn right I am.
Yes.
You